matter and energy get transformed, there is a learning of energy optimization and material optimization. The second is remediation. And the third is sustainability. These principles we have deployed in the technology and we have been successful. The thing. For understanding of this one, you need to understand the process. So that's what we try to do it in the Bangalore. Bangalore is undergoing a rapid urbanization. We all know we have planned intervention as well as unplanned intervention. In fact, the unplanned intervention is a serious thing. You look at the unplanned intervention, that's loss of green cover, the wetlands, then the increased pollutant in the air, and the health issues, etc. So now let us try to understand how did we analyze this. Today we have the remote sensing data which is available for the last 4 decades, and that is a 21 days interval. That means what changes are happening in the system one can visualize. And we also developed the innovative modeling strategy, that is fuzzy-based hierarchical cellular automata. For the first time, we have shown how this could be deployed. Now, when you look at Bangalore, the city, which was a garden city, in 1800, the temperature of the city was 14 to 16 degrees Celsius in May month. And in December, it was 0 degrees Celsius. And today, the same city is the city of garbage and also has becoming dead city, with a temperature of 34 to 38 degrees. Now, let's look at how the urbanization has happened. The 68% green cover in 1973, it's about 2000. In 2016, we have 76% the built up area. And if I visualize this, 1973 is a garden city. Then in 92, you see that there is the industrialization in Pina and Koramangala. With this, the growth starts happening. Then 2000, we have ITBT at the outskirts. Then 2006, then 2009, intensification starts happening. 2017, see, 78% is concretized. Now, we try to understand if this process continues, how the Bangalore would be in 2020. So we divided the region into 1 kilometer concentric circle, and in each circle we try to understand the urbanization process with the behavior of the agent, the fuzzy behavior of the agent. That's what we try to do here. So you see that we know what are the agents of change and what is the rate of change. Now, if this process continue, in 2020, 93% of our landscape will be with the concrete. By any means, this is not acceptable. So that's where, when you look, I wrote an editorial in Current Science highlighting that my statements on dead city, etc. That's where I wrote an article also saying enough is enough. We need to plan. Let us decongest Bangalore. See, by any means, if you look at any region, in a 4 decade, if there is a 1028% increase in concrete area and 88% loss in vegetation and 79% loss of water bodies, is not acceptable. You know why it is not acceptable? We will not have enough oxygen, and you know the water, the Bangalorean depends on groundwater to an extent of 45%. Groundwater table is dipping in the city. The city is going to die because of the water and oxygen. Now let's look at how many trees are there in Bangalore. Again, using remote sensing data, you can analyze that. So this is my campus, Industrial Science campus. It's about 400 acres. I have 22,000 trees, which was done using the GPS. The mapping was done. And extrapolating that for the entire Bangalore shows that I have 14,78,000 trees in the city of the population of 95 lakh. That means for every 7%, there is 1 tree. How many trees are required per person? 7 to 8 trees per person, because we all give out CO2 to an extent of 542, the 900 grams per day. To take this CO2, the plants help, which sequesters the carbon to an extent of 6 to 8 tons per year. So that by that ratio, we need to have 7 to 8 trees per person. So now that's where there are moves in the city to green the Bangalore. Now let's look at the topic of today, the lakes of Bangalore. I would say that lakes are polluted, abused, and the rainwater harvesting in the city is suboptimal. There is no concept of reuse and recycle of water. Sewage diversion, river diversion has become the order of the day. I would call them as a fool's idea and not of sensible citizens. Now, this is how the lakes are being abused. Solid waste is dumped in the lake bed and encroachment is happening, and about 500 million liters untreated sewage comes to the lake every day. And those who are in the apartment, they are also letting untreated sewage. And those who are away, sending the sewage through the tankers without any treatment. Consequence of that, the lake which was like this in 90s, today it is covered with a macrophyte because of the enrichment of nutrients in the lake. Now, what will happen? See, when there is a cover of macrophyte, it doesn't allow the sunlight to penetrate. In the absence of sunlight, the entire food chain collapses. You lose the algae. Since algae is not there, fish doesn't grow in the system. So that's why we try to value the ecosystem goods and services to drive the message why we need the lakes. See, when I did that valuation of the ecosystem goods and services, so I found that the value of the pristine ecosystem, the lake which is not polluted, the value is about 10,500 rupees per hectare per day, compared to the lake which is polluted, which is about 20 rupees per day per hectare. The message here is, if you pollute the lake, we don't get fish, fodder, etc. Now, this is the sign of the lakes in the Bangalore. Bangalore has become famous for the Frothing Lakes and the fire. Wherever I go, people inquire about the city of Frothing Lakes. So now, see, what is the measure? See, when the froth was coming to the road, the bureaucracy puts the mesh. These are all ad hoc reactionary approach. What we should have done is, look at the problem at the source. This indicates the problem is because of the untreated sewage, and the fire in the lake highlights there is a problem of untreated industrial effluent getting into the system. Now, what is the consequence of that? See, when the lake is polluted, the heavy metal, there is a biomagnification. It's getting into our food chain. See, 1 unit of heavy metal in the water, when it gets in, the 1 million units it gets bioaccumulated in the fish. We are eating the fish. Similarly, the vegetables that are grown in the downstream of the lake also found to have higher amount of the heavy metal like cadmium, copper, zinc, etc. This all is going to trouble the humans. That's where we see the problem of kidney failure in the city. The city where the kidney failure was 1 in 1 lakh earlier, today it's 1 in 5,000. You know, the young children losing both kidneys is very sad status to see. Okay. Now, what is the solution? I would say we have a cost-effective, sustainable solution which is working in a place called Jakkur. That is because of our intervention. What we did is we took advantage of the nature's bioremediation principle. We integrated constructed wetland and algal pond. Now, when you look at this, see, you have a secondary treatment plant integrated with constructed wetland and algal pond. By the time when it passes through this, the sewage gets treated. The nutrient is removed to an extent of 85 to 90%, and this lake, the water, when it resides for 4 to 5 days, you know, the disinfection also happens, the water is potable. In 2005, we have studied the wells in the vicinity of the lake. We had found higher amount of nitrate. Today, last 7 years, when we monitored these wells, there are no nitrate. Nitrate is a carcinogen which introduces a cancer in the system. At least I can say that because of our technology, 300 plus wells dependent families are having the water without any carcinogen. This is a low cost technology. This has to be replicated throughout the country. You know why the froth happens? Froth is because of the phosphates in the detergent. I have been writing to the government. I have given the scientific report saying that why we need to ban the phosphate-based detergent. You know, the countries like US, Canada, because of the similar incidents of frothing, they banned the phosphate-based detergent. They looked for the alternative like zeolite, etc. In our country, Yamuna is frothing, Bangalore, Belandur, Vartur, and many lakes are frothing. The bureaucracy and decision makers have not waken up. I'm hoping that they will wake up and do something for the Bangaloreans and Indians in general. So now when you look at this, the quantum of the nutrient that is removed, it's about 85 to 90%. So now let's look at another option, meeting the requirement of the water. When I look at the city receives 750 to 850 millimeter of rainfall. With the changes in climate, the quantum of rainfall is increasing. Last 2 weeks, the Bangalore has received 3 TMC of water which has gone to the ocean. The water that falls in Bangalore, we are sending it to the ocean. At the same time, bureaucracy thinks of diverting the rivers from Western Ghats and from Ganga to the Bangalore. These are all illogical, irresponsible actions from the bureaucracy. Now, when you look at the quantum of water that is available in Bangalore because of the rain, it is 15 TMC, and we require 18 to 20 TMC of water for the requirement. That means 70% of the water you can meet because of the rainwater harvesting. To do the rainwater harvesting, there are two approaches. One is the rooftop harvesting. Individual houses, when they do it, they will get additional 3 to 4 months of water. The next option is to rejuvenate the lake and retain this rainwater. We need to do this on priority. So, and our topography is the interconnected lake system. The city in 1800 had 1,452 water bodies. Today, I have 193 water bodies. There's a decline of number of water bodies. I'll tell you that still the situation is not very bad. In each ward, we have the lake. 193 lakes, 198 wards. That is where I need to restore these lakes and retain the water. So now, these are the lakes in Bangalore, 193 lakes in Bangalore. They retain the water through the lakes and also treat the sewage. Now 15 TMC you have because of the rainwater harvesting, and also if you treat the sewage, you get another 16 TMC. 18 to 20 TMC of water we are consuming. If I treat that, I have 16 TMC. 15 TMC plus 16 TMC is 31 TMC, which is we have a surplus situation. For this to happen, we need to have the sensible, the humans. That is where my 5 formula is to have responsible citizen. If the people are responsible, we'll do the rainwater harvesting, we'll rejuvenate the lakes, we'll retain the water and reuse and recycle the water. That has to happen. This is the kind of the wetland we need to have in the city. Now, if we do the similar thing throughout Karnataka, the Karnataka is a land of lakes. The minor irrigation was there. 40,000 lakes were there. If we rejuvenate it, we do not need the large-scale project like river diversion, etc. They are not going to work. If you want to see, go to the Telugu Ganga. Tamil Nadu, the Chennai city faced the water crisis in spite of the water diversion. We spent so many crores of rupees. Did we ask about the failure? We didn't do that. If you want to know the implication of the river diversion, go to Gujarat. Downstream people, you talk to them. The salinity and loss of productivity, they will talk about it. And the solutions are simple. Look at this. This is a Koti Tirtha in Gokarna. There is a nutrient enrichment. We just introduced the fish there. And also we made the people to pay. When they paid, we used to have the earning of 25,000 per month. That used to be given to the NGO who used to manage the thing. That 25,000 come from the devotees who do the ritual and leave these rice balls in the water. Because of that, pollution used to happen. Now, for the last 2 years, the water body looks like this. Now, the option is mini forest. See, there are many people have come forward. I'll just run through this. This is Mudubidre, where we have been successful in implementing the mini forest with the lake. Then, this is in Alvas College. This is in my campus. In 2008, I got the water body in place. And from that year, 10 lakh liter of water is stored, rainwater is stored there. And I have this animal in the campus. This is an otter. It shows the ecological balance. For that to be there, you need to have the fish. I have seen that we have algae, we have fish, and also we have bird. That's a complete ecosystem is played. You create the habitat, ecosystem comes there and thrives there. Now, mini forest in each ward. This is the forest we have created in the campus. Now, in this is my department. In front of this, you get the feel of the rainforest. Now, this is about 49 species from Western Ghats, 500 sapling we planted in 2 hectares. That region was dominated by Parthenium. The groundwater table at that time was 150 feet in 1990. Today, I have the water at 10 to 15 feet. In Bangalore, where we talk about water scarcity, we have to go for 1,000 to 1,500 feet. I have also a model of 10 to 15 feet. I am pushing the government to have mini forest of 2 hectares in each ward in the city to sustain the water. So this is a glimpse of the thing, and you can see that I also have 4 families of slender lorries in this one. Okay, this gives this one. And when you have, you can interact, you can talk. As academicians, we need this kind of environment. And also we need the sensitize, do the capacity building through sensitizing the youth. We have the Lake Symposium, biennial symposium, once in 2 years. The uniqueness is for the children to take part. The children do the simple experiment of catchment mapping, water quality, etc. They come to my lab, we train them, then they come to the conference, the finalists, we give them the award like Young Ecologist, Sahyadri Ecology. Similar thing, we do it for the neighborhood mapping in the biodiversity rich district. You know, Biodiversity Act was implemented in 2002. Till today, government was not successful in documenting biodiversity. When we deployed the youth power, in 1 year, I got 300 villages information about biodiversity. This is the beauty of the India. This is the youth power. That is what we need to harness. So this is how we train the kids. And now my group is working on the energy also. The one is biofuel from algae. The other one is solar potential. When we mapped it, now it has become a mega program in the country. We have identified which are the places have the higher potential of solar energy. So, and also we do the capacity building of the people working in industry. This is the 15th session I have been organizing from 2003 onwards. Those who want to know more about this can explore this website. You get the details of biodiversity at this website, and free and open source softwares, you can get it here, and my group research here. So this is my group web page. When you go to the research paper section, you will get all my publications ranging from energy to the remote sensing and the lakes in one place. So thank you very much.